second chance.
Hello? Are we all together?
How are you guys?
Oh, there we go.
Nope.
Heather?
She's playing that stupid game again where she doesn't talk. And we're not. Yeah, see,
That
I got
bitch.
her. That bitch.
I'm using the new mic, and I want to make sure that it sounds
Tap
good,
it.
but I also have my
Tap the
ear
mic.
pods on.
No, you're using your earpods.
Do you hear that?
No, AirPods. Tap your AirPods.
I am.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Can that be the intro?
What, tap your AirPods?
So, wait. Oh,
She's mad about it.
She's mad.
Yeah.
She's mad.
I'm so confused. Hold on.
Man.
Does your mic have the SAP button? Maybe that'll help.
Crystal Aguila. It's my phone, my iPad, and my computer, and I'm like weirded out.
I take special offense when a Spanish person
Ruins our...
says Aguila.
Yo, I
Knowing
was gonna say
You're
it, but
very
Cuban.
well.
Are you recording?
Oh, we've been
We're
there
recording, but like... Not
they're,
like...
they're always recording.
recording.
That's lesson one.
Yeah. Sorry.
And welcome back to the Riley Black Project with Crystal and John.
Hey.
What's going on?
Nothing much. Hanging in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Had gymnastics today.
Yes, we did.
You were
Oh,
kid-free.
You know?
I took Jackson.
I don't think I've been in the house by myself since he was born, have I? If I have, it's been like maybe
short.
once.
I think I took the two of them here and there, like either to the store or
Yeah, something really quick.
Yeah. This was
Yeah.
like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I accomplished a lot in a very short amount of time. I think because I'm always working on like, you got 5 seconds.
Right.
And
right,
so
you're like
I made
half in, half out.
I made a dentist appointment. I called our credit union.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I worked on... Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that.
We'll talk about that also.
Yeah. I worked on like 6 different designs I have going on right now. Created a couple new ones, because I was working on one and I was like, oh, this would look good as a keychain. Oh, it would also look good as earrings. And so then I spiraled into that. And yeah, did some tests for a big project I have coming up. The year before, because last year with COVID, it didn't happen. But my first full year of having my Glowforge, I made these Cedar Awards. Remember those?
Oh, yes, I do.
So she needs more awards again this year. She needs 21.
Oh.
So, but I was working on the new design because I don't like working with wood much anymore.
Right.
So now I'm shifting her to...
Right, and it's 2 years. If the same place wins an award again this time, it'd be nice to have something a little different.
Yeah. And, looking at that old design, there's not much I'd really change. And the design, while not complicated, I'm honestly really impressed that I pulled that off for her. Like, looking back at all the pictures and trying to top it, it's been difficult to figure out how to top it, or at the very least to make it equivalent to those awards, because they were badass. Yeah. Especially the Cedar, because Cedar's just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what I say. The media that you worked in was really... looked really good. So And
I did an inlay. Like, what's with that? Acrylic? The
Oh, yes.
So remember the wine?
Yeah.
Like, and
it was like pressure. Like, you didn't use any...
Pressure fit, yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of my first big signs was that... Not first big signs. One of my first signs was that light-up submarine window, which, again, would still be impressive now,
and followed by that very impressive minion.
Right. Yeah. So... I kind of went hard from the beginning just because I had all these ideas in my head. And they took me a whole lot longer.
Oh,
so
right,
I guess that's
sure.
probably the difference is that I was still able to accomplish it even though I was new.
You had more time to focus on them.
I did. I had a lot more time.
Because I don't think you can focus on one project now like you used to.
No, not at all. Are you kidding? I have how many things going on?
Right, exactly. So I mean,
besides 2 kids and 14 different parts of my business
that's
now.
Probably why.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, so I got the prototyping done on that and found out that I was going to use walnut veneer, and it's a little too dark in order to see the engraving. So I'd either have to paint fill the engrave, which, anybody got time for that.
Right. Right, 21 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't even really give it to her as an option this time. So last time she had me paint fill the names with gold, and she asked, I gave her the quote, and she's like, same design, same size, whatever, and I was, just different materials, and I was like, yeah. I go, but no painting this time, because that's a lot of extra steps and effort and money. I just didn't even say it would be this much more for painting.
Right.
I just
extra
said,
money.
No painting. Oh, no, we're good. We're falling asleep. Okay. Carrying on. This little guy loves to fight his sleep. We're just waiting for Heather to get ready. For once, we're actually early and Heather is late. So it's only fair.
It's a Heather episode.
It's a Heather episode. And someone else. So
who
John...
who shall remain nameless?
Yeah, we'll say it in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, you won't hear much of John this time.
Nope.
So yes, you can definitely ask questions because we'll be talking about like beginner stuff kind of. So there may be some times where it'll be a good, we'll need that beginner question or thought process or whatever. Real quick before we call them, we'll talk about all the places to follow and support.
Yes.
So the Riley Black Project on Instagram.
Right.
The Riley Black Project on Facebook. It's a group. Patreon, which is also, the Riley Black Project.
Get a podcast on Fridays.
Yeah, you get them on Friday.
Depending on what tier you are.
Mm-hmm, you get, so the $4 level is basically just like you're supporting us. And you get the episode on Friday rather than Monday. $6 level, you also get it early, and then you get a monthly shout out for either you or your business. And then the $12 big spender level, which shockingly all of our listeners are. And we're up to 7.
7?
Yes.
Well, you told me you were going to tell me the 7th. I don't think you told me who the 7th was.
You don't know her, but she's friends with Amanda. I know her through Amanda. She's also in, she's more southwest Florida, because I think she's near Amanda's Stewart location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Her name is Tara, if I didn't say that already.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, so Tara is our latest supporter.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Tara. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. My Etsy, Riley Black Designs, got a whole bunch of laser designs on there. I hopefully have some new ones coming out this week.
Keychain thingies.
Oh yeah, the keychain thingies, keychainthingies.com. I have the new black 1/8 inch keychain thingies, which was my most requested.
Very excited about that coming in.
I was so excited. I literally counted and sorted and posted them like right away. I was so excited for that.
Hour of.
Yes.
They got in the door.
Oh, no, the tracking. As soon as I got the tracking information, I was like, oh my God, they're delivered.
Yeah. Jackson was in the rocker and you began sorting.
Yes, I did. And I have some braided leather thingies. This is literally what they're going to be called.
Oh, that's what they're going to be called? Okay.
I have those on order, so hopefully I'll have those soon. I just ordered 3 colors so far because I have to get 200 at a time of each color. So...
Is that loop thing?
The little, the little keychain loop thingy. Okay. So you got black, white, and gold. That's what the people requested.
That's what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What they get, they want. Well, as long as it's within reason.
What they want is what they get.
Let's see if they're ready yet. So today we have Heather, as you know, and Emily again, that mom with the laser. Yeah. We haven't had her on since the very beginning.
Yeah, we were like...
We were new.
Yeah, we were
then.
new.
Yeah.
We're a little more comfortable now. A little laid back.
Yes, for sure.
Literally laid back.
Yep. In our recliners.
Yeah. Oh, and this will be the day after...
Halloween?
The day after Halloween? Yeah,
day
31st,
after Halloween, because it's on the...
Right.
Halloween's on a Sunday this year.
Yes.
And you'll be able to
I'll
go.
be able to go trick-or-treat and get some candy. So, happy belated Halloween, I guess?
Yeah, and hopefully you guys had a good one with your families and kiddos, and hopefully it's a little bit more normal than it was last year.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if passing out candy is your thing, hope you had a lot of people knocking on your door. And if it's not, I hope no one knocked on your door.
Right. Well, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Oh man. Did I lose you guys again?
No, we're still here.
No, you're still here.
I didn't mean to.
Did we lose you? I think we've lost you.
She has gone. She's gone.
Emily?
We've lost her.
Okay, I'm officially back, and I'm not going anywhere.
Are you sure you're not going anywhere?
Maybe.
Oh
I know what I'm doing now.
Okay.
This is just a phone call.
Of us. We're so good at this.
This woman does TikTok, does YouTube, but heaven forbid she makes a phone call.
Oh,
Whatever.
Man. How are you feeling, by the way, Emily?
Yeah.
You can hear it, right? You can hear that my voice is like a little hoarse, but whatever. Just keep chugging on.
Just
What
keep
happened?
on.
Terrible. We can just hear that you're not at 100% capacity.
What happened? What's wrong?
She has a cold.
Oh.
She's sick.
It's not the Rona.
The Rona?
It's not.
No.
It's not the Rona.
Life happened.
Let's make that clear.
It's not the
the
Rona.
regular kind of sick.
Wait, you can get sick?
The Rona.
Right.
It's just regular sick.
Just regular sick.
Still a thing.
The flu?
It's not trendy, but it's still a thing.
That's so 1985.
Right?
So recently we all just announced our courses.
Wait, did we start? Did we officially start?
No, we're starting.
We're starting.
We usually have like official.
I said, hey ladies.
Okay, fine.
Oh, you did?
Seem very.
Oh my god. Okay, let's try
so
again.
I think
the ladies didn't pick up on it.
I think episode 32 is just going to be a mashup of intros, and then episode 33 will be the real one.
Oh.
Pretty much.
I think I'm gonna give a
this
gift.
episode is just bloopers.
I'm giving a gift to our Patreon and just giving them all intros.
Right, you
and call it
should.
the bonus episode, the intro episode.
Just listen to this
Nobody
10
else
minutes
is gonna
of a
get
hot mess.
subjected to this kind of misery.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it again. Hey, ladies. Oh, really?
Oh,
No, everybody speak at once. It's okay. No, just
this is the show. I'm putting this in. We're not doing it again.
Yeah, we're not doing this again.
This is it. This is going in. That silent break is gonna stay.
In my head, I was like, I didn't want to say hey because I thought Emily was going to, and I thought it was going to sound for her. So I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let Emily talk, and then neither one of us.
Game of chicken.
God. This is hilarious. So how are you guys doing?
Hey, ladies. Silence.
So how are you guys doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, Heather's
I'm
too
okay.
good.
There's too good. I'm a little cranky. I'll admit. I'm a little cranky.
Don't say.
Yeah, I can tell. You're not your normal, like, Emily.
Oh.
Chipper, like, overly excited. What's going on, Emily? You want to talk about it?
You want me to? I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
So is it about the comment on your YouTube?
It's a combination of things. It's like, Mom Life has been kicking my butt. It's impossible not to read the comments. I get all the notifications,
Well, and some people ask questions and yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, it's just a combination of like I feel like Mom Life is kicking my butt lately.
Oh yeah. I had a literal mental like mom breakdown last week. I'm pretty sure Heather had one too, actually. So yeah.
I mean, like every day.
We feel you. Yeah.
And like, so the kids are all in school and I was really excited about that because I figured, I'm going to get so much done now.
Right.
And
don't crush this for me because that's what I'm looking forward to as well, even though it's years away.
Well, it just became like a whole different type of hustle and a whole new adjustment. Yeah. Like from having to pack their lunches and like learning. Listen, I can do math, but first grade math is so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Common Core or whatever they call it, core math.
I can't do non-Common Core, so.
It's like, well, just making sure that just making sure that I'm able to like review with him and review it in the way that they're teaching it in the classroom so that, it's just all these things. So I think it's like and I think that's also why I'm a little sick. It's like the stress of wanting to be a really great mother, a really good wife, a really good business person. Yep. And sometimes it just catches up on you, So that's where I'm at. And then right before you call me, I'm telling you about this, I'm lucky and I'm blessed that I don't get a lot of negative comments.
It's an R-rated podcast, so feel free to let loose.
Right? Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's just I'm like I said, like I'm blessed to not have. I don't get a lot of negative comments on any of my social media accounts, to be honest with you. Yeah. Whether it's the YouTube channel or the TikTok or the Instagram, people are genuinely very kind. Right. But every now and then you get.
An asshole.
A bad egg. A bad egg.
Yeah.
A bad egg. And so right before you called me, some guy comments on one of my videos and he's like, just watch this video. And it just made, and I'm like, oh, why
made him, what'd you say? It made him cringe, right?
Cringe.
It made him cringe.
Ugh.
And I'm just like, I didn't need that right now.
Right. You don't need it ever. Like, okay, then don't watch. Then click off and watch some other YouTube. Like, what it made you cringe so much so that you took the time to comment and tell me, like,
and then commented.
Cool, thanks. Exactly. Have a good day.
Normally,
asshole.
I don't care, but it's annoying.
Yeah, no, that's super annoying, and it's just not what you want to hear right before you go to bed. It's not a good end to your day. It's not a good start to your day, and it's just really not necessary. Like.
Karma will get him.
Yeah, I'm sure all of us have our moments where we're watching something on YouTube and we're like, that was not helpful or that's super annoying. But I don't go comment and be like, that was super annoying.
Nope, just go to the next video.
Move on. Move it along, sir.
Right. Yeah, but people on the internet, too many of them don't have enough self-control, right?
Yep.
So that's where we are. Otherwise,
So we all go way back, which is pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. And just think of where we were in the beginning to where we are now. Like
literally
I was
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago now I was starting to stalk Heather and try to make her my friend. And success. And then Emily, you started your group in like I think I saw it was April of last year.
Something like that. Yeah. Really early on.
Yeah. And you had asked me, early on to help you, moderate it. And
yeah, here you were trying to become Heather's friend, and here I was trying to become your friend.
Oh, whatever, really?
Just admit it. You had no interest in me.
No, well, you were Mindy's friend, And you had the non-glow forge, and I was like,
overly enthusiastic friend that loved life.
This is true. Your energy is hard to match. That's for sure. And yeah, I was like,
we love it.
We really do.
I really because we need that. We're the most negative humans on Earth.
We are not. Well, okay,
yes,
but it's because of our experiences and
because the black cloud, black cloud life.
Yes,
but Emily is just sunshine all the time.
Rainbows, yes,
all the time.
Can I just say it's funny that you guys saying way back and you're talking about 2 years ago.
Shut up, John.
But that it feels like a long time ago.
Thanks.
But okay, so
as far as business adventures go, it was a long time ago.
Well, and think of how far we've all come in 2 years. Right. That's why it seems
for sure. I mean, that's more impressive. But when you say, we go way back, and you're talking about 2 years ago.
It's true. Okay,
but you know what? It feels like it because we are so active within our network and within our community, and we talk daily.
Yes.
It's odd.
Yeah.
It's hourly from each other,
right?
Well,
and I honestly was shocked that Well, and I was honestly shocked that you had only started it in April because it feels, in a good way, it feels like so much longer. Like I was surprised that it was just last year.
To list, right, because we were all there. That's what I love is that we were all there at the beginning.
Yeah,
it was we built the friendships and then we built the communities and we're thriving. We are literally the definition of community over competition. There's nothing to battle over. It's so much easier helping each other thrive.
Exactly. So
and no drama.
So don't hate John. It has been way back.
I'm just saying.
Way back.
I'm just saying it's more impressive that it's only been 2 years and you're where you're at now.
Yeah.
To say we go way back.
I like that spin.
It's like they know each other for a while. No, it's only been 2 years and look where you are.
Yeah. Very, very accurate. Mm-hmm. Speaking facts.
Fine.
That's what I spit.
Fine.
Spitting facts.
Spitting facts.
John's going to chime in just enough to make fun of Heather's accent.
That's all I got in this episode. That's all I got.
So let's talk about our big announcement that we had. What was it? Like a week or two ago at this point?
Gosh, time
more than that. 2 weeks. 2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3. Yeah. So we're all coming out with laser
drum roll.
I thought you
courses.
Where's the drum roll?
Oh,
we're not gonna build it up. No,
we'll edit that in. And so, Emily, you're doing one on. Do you want to tell everybody what yours is going to be on?
Yeah. So, should I start with the whole story, or just talk about the course?
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So, excuse me. So I guess it all started. I started thinking about the course. I don't know. There's not really a timeline, but I know that
early on.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I kept going over in my mind. How are there no tangible resources to teach yourself how to operate a laser? It doesn't exist. You have to teach yourself either on YouTube or word of mouth, or you have somebody to teach you, which it's just
the Glowforge manual,
right?
Well, and here's the thing: the Glowforge was another reason why I kept asking this question, because at least, this is one of the beautiful things about Glowforge. Say what you will about the machine, they've really made it very simple, very easy to get up and running. You have a full, complete manual. Yep. No other company does that. Nobody has that. Okay, and these companies have been in this industry for years, and you get very, basic kind of instruction. And so I'm like, why don't these
But on the flip side, sorry to talk over you, but on the flip side, Glowforge doesn't teach you how the machine works. And that was a huge thing.
They leave that part out. Yeah.
Glowforge, they totally leave it out. So when you switch from Glowforge to commercial, you're kind of lost, where that's where I needed Emily to be It's not hard. Don't panic. Don't get lost. Like, it's totally different, but it's not hard. It's just different.
Right.
Right.
Well, not the education part of it.
In a nutshell, it just feels like there's a lot lacking in the industry. And so that's where I was like, I would love to one day feel confident enough that I could put together a course and make something that's really, truly valuable for people out there. And so back in December of last year, I invested in a course that would teach me how to make an online course. And so I enrolled in the course and I did my best to get through it. But of course, you know, life gets in the way and growth and business and family and stuff.
And it's
so
intense.
Not that I've,
so
it is intense and it's a lot
very,
of work.
I'm behind right now. And because it's very easy to let life get in the way.
It really is. And then not to like downplay that side of it, but I'm doing something here that's never been done before. And there's a lot to cover here. And so it's very intimidating and I want to get it right. So anyhow, long story short, I started working on the course and I have still been working on it, but very slowly like a turtle. And somewhere along the journey, I told Heather that this is what I was doing. And she shared with me that she wanted to do something similar with Illustrator. And then fast forward to where we are now.
Well, then you guys bullied me into doing it with
Silhouette.
No,
Heather told me, okay, I may have helped her.
Yes, you encouraged because I'm self-taught as far as Silhouette goes. And how I learned in the beginning was, you know, it was really hard to find Silhouette. I mean, it didn't exist at the time I was doing it for Silhouette and lasers because everything was Silhouette and vinyl. And so for the most part, sure, most of it does apply. But little things I ran into was not knowing the term of what I need to learn. So it was hard to find it because I didn't know what to search by. So little things like that. And then also, you have to, you know, layer things in the right way so that it engraves properly and you don't have that, like, you know, the overlap or where you didn't weld your letters and, you know, that kind of stuff. Cause, you know, that wasn't, I mean, you did have to weld your letters in, you know, for vinyl as well. But, you know, just little things were different enough that, you know, I had to figure it out the hard way because there wasn't a YouTube on how to use your Silhouette to design for a laser. So that contributed to me not necessarily having like the confidence to teach someone else because I remember it was, and I mentioned this, I think on a previous episode, I was watching someone else in a different program, editing nodes. And I was shocked to see that I did it the same way because I stumbled upon it and was like, oh, if I delete these and move these, it does what I want it to. But it wasn't like, you know, I didn't know if that I didn't feel like I was doing it the easiest way. It was just the way I had figured out how to do it on my own. So that was kind of like validation, like, oh, wait. I'm doing it right, or at least I'm doing it the way that somebody else was doing it in another program, you know. So I didn't really feel like I had anything to share. And then, you know, I did, what do you call it? A couple, you know, live tutorials in That Mom with the Laser. You know, almost always reluctantly. You always had to like convince me that it was going to be okay and I was going to do great and I actually had something to share. You know, and there was always the like major anxiety the day of, you know, doing the tutorial. And here I am doing a weekly podcast, which again, you know, growth.
And look how many like, people you've helped ever since.
Right. Yeah. And then I remember in one of the last tutorials I did, the cake topper one, and I did something where I like held down shift and selected something and deleted everything but like one piece. And then all of a sudden I saw in the comments like all these people doing like mind blown emoticons.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what did I do? What did I do that everyone's like shocked by? And so just again, that was just a little bit more validation that like I do actually have something valuable to share with people, whether I'm self-taught, whether I do it the quote correct way, you know, whatever.
Right.
So thank you guys.
No, it's been awesome.
Whose
so
phone
now
is that?
we're
Turn
all
it off.
in this course. No, well, it's one of my devices, and I don't know which one. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
okay,
Emily.
I think I got it.
Okay.
So so Heather, so you guys enroll in this course, and now I'm like, okay, well, this is like my second chance to get back on track. So I've been starting from the beginning with you guys, and now I feel really motivated to finish it. And it's like you guys are great cheerleaders, and you're great accountability partners. Not to say that I didn't have great accountability partners the first time. It's just a little different because you guys are in the same industry, you know, and so you guys speak the language. And it's just, I'm really excited this time to really finish it and get it done. And I have to now because Heather was like, we're telling everybody.
Right. Well, and that's what I was just going to say. We've told people. So now we have to follow through.
I'm a pusher. What does Cindy say to me? I'm a pusher.
Yeah. You always send me that gift because I mean, Heather is definitely the pusher in this friendship. Like that she pushed me to do the Etsy. She pushed me to, I don't know but all of the things. She's always
not
pushing.
bully.
She's a little bit of a bully too, but like, you know.
No, it's a healthy nudge in the right direction.
Yeah.
So
what's off the edge?
So what's there to expect from the course? Are they videos? Is it a weekly blog? What is it?
So it depends.
You, but then I'd have to kill you.
Well, yeah. So it depends on how we all choose to perform the don't Heather. No.
What'd she say?
What?
So she said drip.
Oh.
Drip the course teacher likes to use the word drip content. Basically, you know, periodically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she was talking about her outfit.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The drip.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, so it all depends. It's up to personal preference. So some people do their courses with live weekly trainings. Some people do them pre-recorded. I personally plan to
some people release it all up
pre-record.
front versus releasing. Sorry,
weekly. But no, you're fine.
Right.
Okay.
So Heather, tell us about what made you want to, because we heard how, like, I guess Emily's backstory on her course. What's yours?
So mine is a little bit. So my original plan behind creating the Glow Create group last May was because I had a lot of people in the Glowforge user group that were asking me like specific questions on how I do certain things, how I design certain things, like what program I use. So because I use Procreate on iPad and Adobe Illustrator on desktop, and a lot of people also use the same, like I started sharing tutorials on both and just like quick on like how to draw your own this and draw your own that. But like I realized quickly that
a lot of people
there was an opportunity there for education. Yeah. So it was, and a lot of people were like super open to the idea that like it was easy, like quote unquote easy to draw up a quick file, put an offset on it, cut a line around it, and turn it into like earrings or keychains or like just something like very simple. And I just like,
I learned
there's an opportunity for education. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also learned from you and Emily. So like the idea behind the education for me was not just for me to share my knowledge, but to be able to take in what I've learned from everybody during the journey and share not only the good stuff, but what I failed at, like what I tried and wasn't successful at, or what supplies I've used and didn't work. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
Well, and so I joined.
Go
ahead.
No, you're fine.
So when I joined Glow Create to kind of, I mean, one, to help you, admin or moderate the group, but also to give the silhouette side of it as well for the people who didn't have AI but were using Procreate.
Right. And that was like a good, like one of my major things in Glow Create is the center of my tutorials is Adobe Illustrator and Procreate because that's what I use.
Right.
But I don't ever want the community to be limited to just that. So like, I will share all of my Procreate tutorials because the export in Procreate can be dropped into any program, honestly. But like on top of that, like it's like just like a collaborative effort of like everybody that uses Inkscape or Lightburn or Silhouette. Like it's not, for me, my tutorials again are centric on AI, but that's not what the group has like kind of transformed into, which is what I love. Like I love learning and I love being able to share what I've learned and the best and worst things that I've learned.
Yeah. Don't do this.
Since I signed on
do
for this.
Yeah.
Right. Please don't do this.
We need some more Procreate TikToks, by the way. Those were pretty pretty good and I miss them.
I know. I was
you know what?
For a while, and I've just been the worst lately.
Have you guys seen, so there's a couple of like photographers on TikTok, and you guys just made me think of that because they're like, when you're taking a picture, don't do this. Instead, do this. And like they're known
they
for
flip
using
the phone
the same
upside down.
exact verbiage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And you could totally
They'll
do
like
something
lay
like
their
that,
phone in a
with
puddle,
Procreate.
and they'll be like, "Look, you were on the river, but really you were just on the sidewalk in a puddle."
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I love those photography ones. Those are.
So do I.
I can get in a real TikTok
Same.
Wormhole.
I watched one
for
the other day
hours.
where like, it was a tutorial on how to film like yourself jumping into your own cup. I was like, I'm watching this.
Okay, I expect to see that as well now that you're an expert on how to do it.
Oh my gosh. I saw that one yesterday, but then then the editing just got too intense and I was like, okay, I'm over it. Next one.
You're like, never mind. Next.
That's too hard.
If it's too hard for Emily, it's definitely too hard for me.
Right. The choreography that goes into the Emily TikTok is real.
Right.
Guys, and to think that I was so bad at this. My best friend Bernie would laugh at me all the time because I was clueless when it came to Instagram, and slowly but surely to think that I've come this far.
Yeah.
And I mean,
as your friend,
it's pretty interesting.
We know how technically challenged you are and how for the longest time you didn't just add backup to your phone. You deleted a bunch of valuable things.
Don't say it out loud, Crystal. She doesn't want the public to know.
Oh,
didn't she say the first time she was here?
Probably.
Yeah.
And what did Lightburn?
Oh, they're never gonna let it go. They're never gonna let it go. Huh?
What did Lightburn? Lightburn had you test something because
no, listen. Lightburn is very nice, and they would never say this to me. Okay. I have just dubbed this up like myself.
Yeah.
I am like, I don't even know how to word it, but like, if they've got a new feature coming out and they want to know how like the very average simpleton can do it. They're like, hey, would you like to try it? I'm like, yeah, I'm like their test dummy. And you know what? I'm fine.
Hey,
with
but you
that.
have your
Totally
purpose.
cool
I mean, because here's the thing. There's other people like you out there, so they need that perspective as well. It's still a very valuable perspective.
And I would say it's like basic end user testing. You are like the key end user.
Yeah.
You know,
honestly,
you're their beta
trying
test.
To keep that as like a
right.
Yes. I'm the person that's going to call them and drive them crazy.
Like, what is this? Or how do I do this?
like this is like our momentary like chance to give Lightburn customer support a little bit of a shout out. Their customer support is on case.
They're great.
They're amazing.
Legit.
I
amazing.
really fought it in the beginning, and I'm still kind of fighting it a little bit, but I'm coming around to loving them.
I just love
more.
how readily accessible they are.
Yes, like, very much so.
Crystal, in the beginning,
you send an email.
I would just be like, hey, how do I do this? And within like an hour or two, I would have like a human that was like, oh, you just do this. And I'd be like, stop. When they like life-changing answers.
Right.
And I think many times that's like what makes like the whole entire experience is just like the customer service. Like that's another reason I'm with you on it. That's another reason why I'm such a big advocate for Lifer. Not only is the software really great. I mean, we don't have a lot of options in this industry. Okay.
Yeah.
And for what it does for lasers, it is very user friendly, you know, and pair that with like a team of people that are actively responsive, actively listening to the field, making improvements. I mean, that is not, that's definitely something worth recognition,
Yeah. Well, and that new feature,
for them, like
the new feature that is it out or coming soon where you can like redo a job? Like where you can line up a previous job by like clicking on certain.
Out.
That someone needs to do a tutorial on that because when I saw the little like preview of it, it's so cool. Because I mean, how many times has that happened to one of us where your settings aren't so great and you either need to do a second pass or it didn't cut through and now you've moved it. There's no way you're gonna line it up again. And I'm pretty sure everyone's tried and failed because I sure have. I'm like, no, I'm gonna try and do this. I got it. You frame it or you line it up on the camera and you're like, yep, got it. And then you do it. And if you're off by like a hair, it's super noticeable. And then, it didn't work. So that's a super fancy feature that I need to look into that for sure. So is there anything else we want to cover as far as the course goes?
You didn't talk about yours before.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess I can talk about mine. So mine's just going to be on silhouette. So silhouette for lasers.
Don't say just going to be like it's minor. It's not minor.
Okay, it's not. I did talk about it on our previous episode, just a tiny bit, just in how I had been struggling with, the confidence to, feel like I had something worth value, to share with people. And it was like right on time that girl had joined the group, and I had sent you guys a screenshot, of what she said when she joined about how, a tutorial she watched of mine last year, it helped her pay her mortgage and was literally like the breakthrough she needed to not just sell her laser and give up. So it took that to for me to realize that I actually do have something that can help people. And so basically it's just it's silhouette for lasers, and it's how I use silhouette to create laser designs. So tips and tricks on editing nodes and engraving and resizing things. And, I'm pretty excited about it. There's a lot of people, I have a lot of, mentees who want to take it for a more, in-depth, walkthrough on how to do things, something that they can go back to without having to ask me the same question again through Messenger. I can only help people so much through Messenger. I do send them quick videos and stuff as an example.
So I start with 6 straights.
What? Who's
okay?
Emily's trying to multitask.
Right? She's trying to edit her next YouTube video while the podcast.
Rude.
I am not.
But yeah, I can only help people so much through Messenger. It's like I can usually help them with their question or whatever. But
more of like a one-on-one. Like, I don't want to say like I don't want it to be more like, but like
right.
Once I get down to a point where like my mentee started asking questions, like then I want to be like, okay, do you have an hour? Because now I really want to, you know what I mean? Like now we're gonna get into it. Like, if this is really what you want to learn, like I have the time. Do you? Because I'm gonna walk you through everything. Like sometimes it's not a quick lesson. That's the thing. That, like,
I just don't have time to do that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And like this course is like, my idea is I'm not going to take away my YouTube content. Obviously my free content's still out there. Like I am a mentor. Like I'm available. I'm at your I'm at your will. Like you message me when you need me. Like I don't need you to use my referral code to come to me. Right. I'm not here to make money off of you. Like I'm here to help you because helping you helps me. It helps my reputation. It builds, you know what I mean? Like it builds confidence in the people that are in my group to know that like I'm not here to make money off of you. Right. I thrive when you thrive.
Right. Exactly.
That's how I see things. Like we always say community over competition. We're not here to compete with you. We're here to build you up. Right. We're here to make sure that you're ready to.
I want you also to be successful.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because you being successful outside of our umbrella means that we were able to further what we've learned over the last 2 years to help you build your business or further your business. Right. You know what I mean? Or open a digital shop for your extra 200 a week, whatever you need. Like that's what like I love. Like I love building people's confidence enough to say like you can if you're creating huge red flag, everyone listening, if you're creating your own designs, if you're not using anybody else's ideas, you're not trademark infringing, none of that nonsense, you can make a lot of money. Yeah. So it's there.
Right. Well, because, you know, Heather was touching on the fact that she's not like taking down her YouTube content or anything like that. And you know, I'd love to kind of talk about that too, because in the beginning, right, I knew that I wanted to create this course and I thought, well, how is this going to be different? Because I've got a ton of content on YouTube, right? But the biggest difference about the YouTube content and what the course is going to do, because right, you guys are focusing on the design aspect of it, right? Whereas my course is really focusing on understanding the machine and how it operates and how to use it efficiently and safely and quickly, right? Because one of the biggest challenges you have when you get a laser, and I don't care if it's a Glowforge or an Eon or a Trotec, like these are scary machines, right? Yeah. So not only do you have this huge learning curve, but you also have, so you're really excited because it's this amazing machine, but you also have super high anxiety because you're really scared. So,
well, and you want to make your money back because you just dropped a ton. You dropped a ton of money on this machine. And so you're like, I got to start making money to pay this off.
And not to say that you don't need the course. None of us needed the course to learn our machines, but none of us had access to a course. So making it streamlined enough that you don't have to YouTube yourself to death.
Saving
you don't
them
have to read all these manuals and emails, and it's just like a solid go-to
in one place.
From experience and human that is reachable. That you can actually speak to.
That's the idea behind it, where, I can teach you all of the things that took me months to learn.
Yep.
I can give it to you in bite-sized pieces so that when you run in, you will have to troubleshoot with your laser. I don't care what laser you have. It's a machine made up of 1,000 parts, right?
Yep.
But at least once you go through this course, you will be prepared. You'll know how to recognize things that you need to troubleshoot. You'll be like, oh, I remember that from, module 2. Let me go back to my course and double check. How do I fix that?
Yeah.
Or that's kind of, and to have it all neatly laid out where you're not scrounging through YouTube and then watching a video for 1 hour.
Or like me trying to scroll through.
Interrupted by ads.
When I'm trying to scroll through messages, pages of messages, or search in my chat with Heather of where did she tell me how to do that again?
Right. So and I'm like, search quick tip and go. It's in there somewhere.
Right?
Somewhere, right? Well, that's kind of one of my biggest goals here is to make it so easy to access and get back to and teach you, how to look for signs and things like that. So I'm really excited about it. I really want to make something that is going to help somebody shorten their learning curve so that they can get into production and making money quicker, you know, and get confident faster. So those are some of the main goals that I'm shooting for, with the course. So cool.
And on top of that, like hopping on to, so, I mean, I guess this will be a little bit of an announcement for the readers because it's something that we only know right now, but in addition to being able to sign up for Emily's course, you're also going to get a bundle discount for signing up for Emily's course and one of our courses. So once we figure it out, once we figure, we can't tell you the specifics, but our goal is to get you up and running on both sides. We want you to learn your machine, and we also want you to be able to design for yourself. We don't want you to be stuck with, you have your machine up and running, and now you can only cut designs that you bought on Etsy. Right. Like, we want to make sure that, like,
which gets
you
expensive
have your
fast.
machine, your business. Right.
Like, sure, and they're only $2 or $5, but
not to fault anybody, but there's nothing unique about that.
Right.
So, yes, you can still do the trendy stuff for your clients that want the trendy stuff, but you can also introduce that custom feel to your clients that says, like, you're not into the custom, you're not into the trendy thing, like, you want to do your own thing, I can help you with that too.
Right.
And you won't have to pay somebody else to make that design for you. By the time you're done with these courses, our goal is you'll be able to work your machine and you'll be able to make your own designs.
Yep.
And you'll be set for life.
And make all the monies.
All the monies.
But yeah, discount for sure. If we'll figure it out. I'm sure there's a way to do like a code or something like that. But that way you can start with Emily and then come over to, you know, Adobe or Silhouette or, you know, whatever works best for you. I mean, they're different users in that, you know, Silhouette is the person who I've heard a couple people say that they refuse to do the subscription services like you have to do with Illustrator. And it's a little less scary.
Which,
it's
like,
a good
those
one to
are not my people.
Right. And it's a good one to and it's a good one to try. You know, if you with Silhouette you spend $60, I think it is right now. And it's $60, that's it, and you're done. And so it's a little bit like less of an investment in the beginning. Which, I mean, Adobe, there's got to be like a free trial, and then depending on what service you sign up for the month.
Yes and no. They have a subscription. It's not cheap, but for me, it pays for itself almost instantly every month. So it's just a matter of like what you're using it for. What, like, I have the full suite because I use Photoshop for my picture editing.
And I'll honestly,
Illustrator for my designing.
Probably I'll end up taking your course when I'm ready to switch from Silhouette to Illustrator, because I'm realizing it took me years and it's not very often, but there's times where I need my design program to do more for me. That Silhouette, like, sure, it maybe has the tool, but it doesn't do it as well as I'd like it to, maybe.
You want a little bit more control.
Yeah, a little bit more control on, like, warping text is a big one for me. I feel like I'm pretty sure Illustrator has more, what do you call it? More give,
you pretty much have
I guess.
All the control.
Yeah.
You can literally draw a line in AI. It doesn't matter like what it looks like, and you can type directly onto that line.
And you can do that in Silhouette, but like I don't know. They're not very often, but I have found some limitations, and in the sense that not necessarily that Silhouette can't do it. I just feel like it would be easier done in Illustrator. And it's kind of just the like industry standard as far as like design, like designers go. It's really typical, you know, to get a logo and to have it in, you know, Adobe Illustrator format.
Illustrator.
An Illustrator file. So I actually will probably be taking Heather's course when I'm ready to like go on to Illustrator. But I am dragging my feet.
Yeah, I feel like it's the next step. I'm with you, Crystal. I feel like it's like once you're ready to go like pro,
right?
I feel like it's just you have to go.
Yeah,
there.
and I mean, and I don't want to discredit Silhouette in that, especially if you had a vinyl cutter, like you can use the same design program for your new laser and not have to really buy anything else, except you may just need to upgrade to the business edition. But I'm nearing, I don't even know, I haven't looked lately, but I think I have like 7,500 sales on Etsy, and that's all with Silhouette. So you can still...
Since last year.
Huh?
Since last year.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's one-ish year of sales, right?
Little more. Like a year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very capable of doing what you need to do. And if you've seen some of the things I've done some even pretty complicated things. So it's very capable, but it definitely is like
without having
to take
the plunge into the full monthly subscription kind of thing.
Because when you're brand new, it can be like, oh, I just dropped all this money. Now let me sign up for, a subscription when I don't even have I have $20 in my business account, or you know what I mean?
And it's not a cheap subscription. Like it's I'm the worst. So my AI is still discounted from when I was in school. But so I know Illustrator from design bachelor's degree. I used it for web design. That's what I went to school for.
Yeah.
I didn't use it for that since I graduated. But that's my degree. I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design and used Illustrator since 2001, 2005 when I graduated, and then I never used it again. So when I bought the laser, it took me a minute to realize that the program that I already knew was still around however many years later and was literally essentially the same thing, just being used differently. I'm no longer designing in color for logos and web banners. I'm now designing just for outlines and vector paths. It was a totally different side of AI, but since I was familiar with the interface already, and because I love AI keyboard shortcuts. Anybody that watches my tutorials knows I'm obsessed with their shortcuts. It makes life so much easier. As stupid as that sounds, I will pay you. I mean, I only pay $30 a month because I have a discounted full suite program that I've had forever. But I would pay them $60 a month for the ease of how that program flows on my designs. It saves me so much time.
Yeah.
Just being able to swap from tool to tool to tool, just from hitting a key. It's like a video editing. I don't know how familiar anybody. It's easy.
A little bit.
And it's just it's super time efficient because of the fact that
John's
every tool has its own key. Yeah.
I'm just listening.
But John heard video editing, he was like, I'm here for it. I know video editing.
That's my cue. That's my in.
But that's how it is, John. AI is very hit this for this tool and this for this tool. So it's easily swappable. I can draw a circle by hitting this and a square by drawing that and the line so that's where I'm the same way with typing. I control C, control, everyone knows the hotkeys for pasting and cutting. If I could just throw my mouse in the trash can, I'd be fine with that. I love using the keyboard for all things. So anything that's time efficient is what I promote. And the more I tell my mentees and my students about that stuff, the more I get positive feedback on, I didn't even realize what that letter in the parentheses stood for when I picked that tool. I didn't even realize, just, I don't want to call it stupid shit, but stuff that I assume
everybody knew.
Right. And then I'm take a step back, Heather. They don't know that. So there's a little bit of a barrier there where that's where I get to step in and say save yourself some time, do it this way. And they're oh my God, I love you. I'm I know.
Well, and Em, you use Lightburn, right? Solely for designing?
Yeah, and you know what, Crystal, it's kind of the same thing that you were talking about. You were already used to Silhouette. You didn't have to pay for it, And I didn't, I find it mind-boggling that I have had a Cricut for like over a decade, and I've only used it for like my kids' birthday invitations, and like when I was a teacher, I used to do like paper crafts. I never used it for vinyl, and so I was coming from no software whatsoever.
Well, and
I was forced.
Their software kind of sucks.
Sorry, go ahead.
So honestly, a lot of my students,
the Cricut software.
Yes, Design Space.
Oh, I hate it.
A lot of my students have come to me because you can create in Design Space not nearly as well as you can in Silhouette, but you can't export it. They basically it stops there. Unless you're using that design on a Cricut, you can't do anything with it. It is not possible to export as SVG in Design Space. So if you come from the Cricut world, you have to automatically learn something else, unfortunately. Right.
Well, but even so, the little bit I messed with Cricut, it was just for like paper crafts. So when I ordered my laser, the wait back then was 2 months. Like that was just like a normal wait time. So during that wait time, I was, trying to teach myself what software am I going to use. Am I going to use Silhouette? Am I going to use Inkscape? I used Inkscape
really quick,
at the beginning. And
to interrupt you, while you're waiting for your laser, our courses will be perfect for that little wait. Just wanted to toss that in there.
Very true.
Because one thing I hated about the Glowforge was that there wasn't really like a software. It's just their interface. And so you order this laser, you're waiting to get it, and you want to like get in and start learning and working with stuff and playing around. Well, there's nothing really to play around with in Glowforge, at least at the time. This was before they had the premium and all of that, where you can, mess with their clip art and text and stuff. But before the premium,
you can do that until you have your machine, though, right?
I don't think, because they don't give you access to their interface until you've set up your machine. So.
And the interface is just the normal GFUI. Yeah. You don't there's not like an extra anything.
Right. And so one thing, a lot of us want to do while we're waiting is learn, so that, again, when we get our laser, we can hit the ground running, and you might already have like designs to test, or you already know what and where the gantry is, and coming from the Glowforge, I had no idea what that was on the Mira. So anyway, sorry, I don't know if you know where you left out, but I just wanted to throw that in there that while you're waiting for a laser, our courses will hopefully be perfect for that, because you can work on something else while you wait and just make you hopefully that much more successful.
Well, that's exactly what I did. And so going back to, how I know you guys know this, I was really pinching every penny to get my hand on that machine. So, I mean, it is like you invest all this money in the machine, but you're not done investing in your business. You have to buy supplies, and you have to buy resources and tools. And there, I was like, I didn't have a choice to pay for more even if I wanted to. So I had narrowed it down even to just Inkscape, because even just the $40 per Silhouette was too much.
Right.
I'm not kidding you guys. Like I tell the story every now and then, but I remember going to Home Depot just to buy a can of stain, because I wanted to prep around, because I knew I was going to get my laser soon, and I wanted to have as much stuff already prepped. And I remember almost crying when I saw that the can was $7.
Oh,
like
it lasts forever, but
thinking about it. I know, but in the moment, it was just like, here I am, like I'm a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have any money. Like, my husband's very supportive, but he was like the sole provider for us. And here I was asking for thousands of dollars in a machine, and I kept spending more money because I needed materials. So anyhow, the reason I got so good at Lightburn was because of that. It was because of money. And so first, I didn't know that. So first I taught myself Inkscape, and then when I was 30 days out to get my laser, I signed up for the free 30-day trial for Lightburn, right? You guys, Lightburn was included with your lasers, but for me, I had to pay that $80, okay?
Oh, wow.
And so I learned Inkscape, and then when I got Lightburn, I was like, oh, I could do everything that I taught myself in Lightburn in Inkscape here in Lightbird, and it's faster. So I kind of just got good at Lightbird out of necessity. I didn't have the money to invest in other programs. And so now it's just what I'm used to, you know? So I didn't mean to give you that whole backstory, but you were talking about me using Lightbird. And that's how Lightbird became part of my story. It's just, I didn't have money to invest in other stuff. And so this is what I used.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I mean, honestly, the money comes, like you said, from all directions. It's not just like, if you want to do, say you're doing your first sign, you have to buy the wood or the round and a backup because you're probably going to mess it up because you're new. Hey, you mess it up when you're seasoned, whether you're new or not.
You need a backup.
Right. 100%. And then you
100%.
need the paint, you need glue, or you need 3M, which again, 3M is life-changing, but it's fucking expensive. Let's be real.
Expensive.
And when you're just
Couldn't
starting
afford it
out
in the beginning, did not use it.
Worth
it took me a really long time
expensive.
to try it just because of the price.
It did not take me long.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're Heather, so you're a different breed.
I learned instantly.
Yeah.
People said easier, and I said, "Sign me the fuck up."
Right.
I'm here for it.
But like, you know,
Crystal,
just doing.
I'm in the same boat that you were in.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford it either, and so I did it the hard way and the long way.
Yeah.
With glue,
which is fine because I mean, some people I'm sure prefer that, or you know, and and
that also gives you the experience on being able to recommend.
What to do? Yeah, well, and I can still recommend my favorite glue. Yeah, right. That I would use, that I used before I used 3M, which is Tight Bond Translucent, by the way. And have a little wet brush, tiny little wet brush. Right, yeah, right. With a little wet brush handy so that you can clean up your, you know, because even though it's translucent, it's still going to have a different sheen than the rest of your board if you have the seepage and it dries and whatever. But there's just so many pieces because it's your first sign.
Sometimes 3M doesn't work for everything.
True.
So you do sometimes need to have that glue. Like, I hate to say that because I am allergic to glue.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, oh, like I'm not going to 3M back this because it's going to be a pain in my ass if I 3M back this whole thing.
Right.
Because sometimes you need that wiggle room, and that is not provided.
No. Yeah. You as soon as you set it down, it's there.
Right. Especially with acrylic, that shit ain't moving.
Right. So,
and you know what, guys? Talking about teaching yourself before you get your machine, that is probably my biggest tip that I give people when they ask me, what can I do while I wait for my machine? That's what I did. I taught myself the software, but I didn't just teach myself the software. Okay, guys, because I knew specifically what I wanted to make. So I taught myself how to put those things together. So like my rounds tutorial, which is one of my most popular tutorials on the YouTube channel. I taught myself how to do that in Inkscape. Then I taught myself how to do it in Lightbird. And I already had the files ready before my machine arrived. As a matter of fact, I drove up to Eon and I took a file to them. I took 2 files and I asked them to cut them for me. So I brought back the cutouts and I created 2 signs with the cutouts that they let me cut there. And I used those photos of stuff that I made and I showed it to all my friends on social media. And I said, if you want to order one, my machine gets here on this date. I'll need a few weeks to learn it, but if you want to put it in order now, you can. And I kid you not, before the machine arrived,
you were already making sales.
10 to 15, I had about 10 to 15 orders of those rounds. Yeah. So I was already, I had prepped those people's files. I was ready to go. I just needed to learn the machine and cut, you know?
Yep.
So that's another tip. And if you want to be able to practice, you could also do that. Like go into one of our communities and say, I'm looking for somebody to cut a blank for me and order a blank. Yeah. Yeah. And have them send it to you and then learn how to put the sign together, test it out, and then take your photos. And, you know, I'm totally going off tangent on here, but you know how a lot of times people will ask, can I use your photos to gauge interest?
Ugh,
and I understand I understand why people do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I get it, but I don't advocate for it.
Yeah,
I understand.
I don't either.
But I don't.
I feel like it can be false advertisement to the consumer, because it is the way I make something and the way I stage something is going to be the way I glue it, the way, the cleanliness of it. Like,
well, so go on any of our Etsy's and look at the reviews.
Even like down to like the machine.
Yeah,
like, not saying like Glowforge and Mirror cut differently, but like the engraving quality at some certain level, like it's entirely different. So like people ask me like, oh, can I use your pictures? And I'm like, you can, with my watermark, so that your clients know that it's my work and not yours.
Right.
Because I don't need to get tied into that nonsense.
Yeah.
Right. So anyhow, like that's another tip is, you could look for people, tell them, look, I have a design I've already done. I would like to pay you to cut it for me blank and send it to me. And you can start working on your own projects, stage your photos, do the same thing I did. I highly recommend making a thing or two and showing it to your people, and being honest with them. I'm going to get this machine. I have a learning curve, but if you'd like to be one of my first orders, let me get you on the list now, because I know I'm going to be busy.
And if you want to get in, maybe like
offer them
with
a cheaper, to get in early.
Exactly. Yeah. Like here's a discount for being my guinea pig and for waiting. For waiting a couple weeks to maybe a month, depending on how
listen,
or a year.
Speaking about discounts, guys. Since we're talking about discounts, this is also really important though, because I'm sure you guys did it too. We all undercharge in the beginning because we don't really understand the amount of work that goes into a product. Yeah. Expect yourself to mess up a lot in the beginning. Like, yes, I probably redid several signs because
and then end up making zero or negative. Yeah.
Yeah. Just be ready for that.
It just comes. It comes with it. It comes with experience. It comes with, depending on your stress level at the time.
I love when I make mistakes. Like I suggest that you do screw up, because I've learned the most when I've broken. Like I don't know if most know, but I am a full-time IT analyst for a living. So like I code things and then I pass them off to people and I say, please break this,
right? So
that I know that like I messed something up or I missed something. Like I love to quote unquote break things. Yeah. So like, however I can quote unquote break it to make your life easier, that's my goal, because that's what I like to do.
Yeah. Well, and when then it's validation that it works once you've tested it, and then you find a flaw and you fix it. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
You get the user that says like, oh, this doesn't work for me, or I expected this to work differently, or like however they want to word it. But like that's I thrive off of user feedback, and that's what our mentees, I think we can all agree that like our mentees have given us more education in like the learning field than I think anything else. Like I learn more from my mentees, I think, than maybe they learn from me sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Well, and I also learn like you said, where you assume people know like the simple, like
we do that.
Yeah. Well, and because we're so used to it, I'll realize when I'm telling someone to do something, they're like, it's not working. And then I'm like, oh, I left out like hit shift or, little things like that. They kind of show you the things that we gloss over just because we honestly forget we're doing it.
You're
because
so used to it.
Right. We're so used to it.
Yeah. That's the same with Illustrator. Like I'll talk to my mentees and like I'll sometimes forget, like, because I don't want to call them like my more advanced mentees, but like I have ones that know the program and are very familiar with it and just have like a basic question. I have others who are just learning the program, but like I'll do the same thing as you do. Like I'll be like, oh, blah, blah, and then do this and then make an offset and go here and do that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, all right, rewind. Let's
take
go
it back.
To the basics. Like, because sometimes
click on this button.
I will talk to them as if they're already one of my like current mentees and I've already taught them, and then they have to kind of reel me in sometimes where they're like, hey, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Oh my God, like you helping me. What did you help me with this last week that I was like, talk to me like I'm 5, but like I'm 2, because it was like
when we were building landing pages.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was struggling so hard. And you're like, it's super easy. And I'm like, I swear to God, it's going to take me all day.
That's always been one of my biggest things. And I think that some people probably in my same, it's like, I I don't want to say, I hate to use the words like dumbing down, but I often treat all of my users, mentees, like the people I'm speaking to, as if they're like as educated in the field as I am.
Right.
So like, I sometimes have to kind of take a step back and say like, okay, are you from like, cause I don't ever want to kind of take somebody's like knowledge away from them, but I also don't ever want somebody to feel like they're lacking. So like, I don't want to say like, oh, do you know this? Oh no. Okay. So, but I also like, you guys know, like, you kind of do have to gauge like, how familiar are you with the program? Like, are you a new user? Yeah. Like, are you familiar with the basics, or do you need me to
when
start
it comes
from
to
level?
anything as far as landing pages and websites, and it just say it as I don't want to say stupid, but say it as incredibly yes.
I always
teach
say,
me like you're teaching Logan.
Things as if that's how I use things in my full-time job. Like when I write procedures, I say, if my son, like, he can't read, obviously, right? But like, I say, like, I write things where the most basic of users should be able to read my procedures and follow those instructions and have the same end result as I would.
Yeah,
that's how I hold myself accountable in the laser world. Is if I'm not giving you the same beginning to end as I know in my head to get you to the same path that I am, then I've failed you. So that's my goal.
Yeah, that's a good spot for us to kind of wrap it up, in that, you know, we're doing this because we want to help, and we want to do it in the best way possible that you can learn, you know, save time, have it all in one place, and just kill it as soon as your machine arrives. Or if your machine has already arrived and you're kind of like fumbling through and, you know, not exactly like comfortable with the software or with the machine, we got you in 2022. Are we telling them when? Have we said when or anything yet?
No. I think we said early 2022.
I'm sitting here like scared to say it out loud.
We all know our launch dates. I know mine. Crystal knows hers. Emily knows hers, but I don't know. Are we ready? I mean, we can be edited out, right?
Yes.
Do I really know mine?
Yes. Yeah. Yours is 1 month after ours.
All right. Well, I already forgot the date. Oh, okay.
March 28th.
So
you can edit it out.
Heather's on top of everything.
Crystal and Heather are launching on February 28th, 2022, and Emily will be right behind us on March 28th, and you will 100% be able to bundle classes together to get a little discount.
Yeah, it's scary to say it out loud. Like, I know we're going to do it, but it's like, we can do it.
I mean, it's already been done.
Well, don't worry, because Heather's going to rip the Band-Aid off.
She, you know, yes, she's really good at that. She's not going to let us fail.
And I'll see you all on Millionaire Island.
Yeah. All right. Well, I love you, ladies. We make a great team.
Love you too.
So
we sure do.
Everyone knows where to find everyone. That mom with the laser, Lobo Designs.
John came back.
I'm back.
John's alive.
Back for the promo part.
John's alive.
Intro and tag. That's all I do. Intro and tag.
How do you say our name, Emily?
Aguila.
That's better.
Okay. I'm still offended.
Is that better?
I'm still offended. That's why.
How do you say it then?
Huh?
How do you say?
Aguila.
Yeah. The second one. Yeah.
Aguila.
Aguila. Okay.
There you go. like the eagle. You know the vibes.
Eagle vibes.
Eagle vibes.
Aguila vibes.
All right,
Is
guys.
that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, this has been another great episode of the Riley Black Project with Crystal and John.
Bye.
And me.
All right, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Love you. Go pack those lunches.
Love you too.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Maybe we're all done.